Sorry. I've been talking all this time. And I've had the mic muted. Hopefully you've kept up with what's going on here. But the overall conclusion is that I can't see shit of what's on the other side of the door. What do I do now? I don't know. Let's kick it down. Kick the door down. Don't give up so easily. You have to kick it down. There's no other way. I mean, what else you gonna do? I have the strangest feeling. Yeah, talking to myself this whole time. Talking to myself. I've been narrating this game, talking about it. I've had a couple jokes. Whatever. It's all good. I knock everything over here. I need to clean my mess up. Where are we at? Or maybe you just believe in me more than I do. That I can awake the forces in me and knock down the floor with my mind. Let's go for round 2. Did you see the part about the firefly? Like, got a, at the beginning of the game, if you weren't here, this game even had a warning that explores isolation, depression, and loneliness. And even had a website for, like, to talk to somebody. It's not what I really expected. But it's not really, and I'm thinking these balls here, because each chapter seems to be called like a chemical in the brain, like Carthanum, and then the first one was something else, I already forgot. The 4 chemicals in the brain. So I'm like stimulating his brain bits, into trusting me, and because I'm the guy on the other end of the computer. He was sleeping. He got knocked out, and he woke up in this dark room, which looks like a basement or a sewer, and the only thing there was a computer. He starts talking on the computer, and I'm on the other end. So I'm trying to. At first he was like, well, it must be you must have done this. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about, but let's try to figure it out. And this clock is ticking down or up. It's ticking up. So he's either going to give up, or he's going to, like, get it together, and we're going to work through this. Let's see, where are we at? I kick like a 100-year-old mule, or maybe you just believe in me more than I do. That I can awake the forces in me and knock down that door with my mind. Let's go for round 2 then. Let's go. And see, I found that little firefly, and it's supposed to represent illumination and beauty and freedom. Oh no. Okay, so we don't want to. Rule number 2: never trust anyone. This is true. See, this is what I'm talking about. Loading. This game saves automatically. Leave any time. This game addresses themes of anxiety, death, illness, and depression. For mental health information support, please visit this website. Every second you're absent is a second the character is left alone. I don't know, man. It's crazy balls. I'm going to play it again now. Chapter 2. Clustrum. Glad you're here again. I just came back from checking those funky lights. That was a game. They kind of made it like a puzzle where you had to twist it and make the fluorescents line up. And what's a way about? I don't know. That might be the sequel. He gets out. He doesn't know how to handle himself. in the real world. See, that's our firefly. Our paths are made lighter if we allow beauty and grace to fill our lives. Passion, guidance, self-illumination, and freedom. Or whatever. With light came the song, like a locked wooden door. It looks fragile, burnt on the sides. We know we're not going to knock that sucker down again. Or keep someone out. We tried looking through the keyhole. It didn't seem real keen on that. And this is where we find out if he's like a counselor or a therapist. People who peek through keyholes have to expect an occasional poke in the eye. That's so true. It's what I used to say to those who indulged in voyeurism, forgot to mention it to you. But I'm a therapist, a new atheist, and a consumer of heavy-duty painkillers. What does being an atheist and a painkiller addict have to do with anything? The complete package, if you know what I mean. The complete package. See, that bothers me. I'm a therapist, a new atheist, and a consumer of heavy-duty painkillers. The complete package, if you know what I mean. The occasional part is on a pigeonhole right now. I lost it. That's true. That's true. And it's not... Okay, I'm looking through it now. I think my mind is playing tricks on me already. But the overall conclusion is that I can't see shit of what's on the other side of the door. Let's forget the door for now, because apparently you're a big puss, and if you knock that door down, it squishes you. The firefly could have probably have done better if he tried to knock that door down. Oh, I completely understand what all that means. It's just, I don't see how the three coincide together. Like, I'm the complete package. I'm an atheist and a painkiller addict. You know, and everything that comes with it. I mean, that's your own personal problems, you know? And I guess that's what this game is about. What do I do now? Forget the door. I'm finally feeling that we're starting to get along. Hey, okay, because I definitely agree with you on all that. On that call, it's locked for a reason. Let's obey the rules, at least at the beginning. Or what appears to be a sickening game conceived by a disordered mind. You know, I think about that a lot. You know, you have therapists, you have psychiatrists and stuff like that, and their job is to, you know, order you or put you in order of the status quo of what it is not mental illness, to get you out of that, or at least to alter your way of thinking. But it's kind of like with, you know, policemen or government, you know, who controls them? You know, who therapizes the therapists? That, you know, it's a good point. Think it's a game. Tell me about your patience. He probably doesn't want to tell me about his patience. We'll go here. the Saw. I mentioned Saw earlier. I don't know if my mic was on. Chess match. There's no visible death traps. Thank you for telling me that my mic was off, by the way. Yes, he's wanting to see how I behave in this environment. Studying my reactions, analyzing my every word and gestures. Like a game of switched roles between therapist and patient. Or perhaps he just wants to keep me here until I completely lose it and hang myself with the shoelace. It doesn't really say how long he's been here. I guess 23 minutes? I don't know. Great, I'm barefoot. So he doesn't want to do that. Peel the wallpaper. Why did you leave them? Why did you leave your shoes? Oh. Let's try to peel off that wallpaper. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, it's more about you fixing yourself. And they kind of lead you on the path. But they're supposed to be the experts when, you know, this guy obviously isn't. I mean, I know this is a game, but it's a very weird game. Pulling off that wallpaper. What am I going to find? What am I going to find? It's like they don't have a blueprint themselves. They're not, you know, the ones that are like, I know what you need to do, but they try to fix and alter your way of thinking to fix yourself and your own problems. I get that. I should probably see a therapist. Obviously, I should probably see a therapist. Found a door, no joints or cracks, camouflaged like it was deliberately hidden, and it's unlocked. It looks like we're edging into uncharted territories. If I'm not back in an hour, say a prayer for me. I thought he was an atheist. Still has that firefly with him though. Oh, it's a bathroom. It's the bathroom. Alright. Look through the keyhole, knock it down, 13% voyeurs. 87% of users, including you, think that playing Peeping Tom could work as an advantage in life. Well, I mean, it can, right? You do have predispositions about yourself. And nobody knows that but you. Well, people can uncover your dispositions, but you, as having a disposition of because of something that happened in your life or the way that you grew up, you think a certain way and you don't know that it's wrong or right. It may not even be wrong. You know, be it codependence or you know, something along those natures. You need certain things. You need certain people in your life to take certain roles because you aren't proficient in those areas because they didn't develop, because you have your certain way of thinking and your patterns that you do in life. Life is strange. I don't think Peeping Tom is an advantage, but I always think that looking around a corner before you go around it in a situation such as this isn't a voyeur thing. It's not weird. You You know, it's just taking care of yourself. You know, making sure you're not putting yourself in danger. Like when we went over and were smashed by the door, that probably could have been handled differently. Luckily, it's a game and we were able to go back and fix it. But you know, if I was in this same situation, I would probably be freaked out. But I don't think I would be as at a disadvantage as this guy, because he's like, I'm alone, no people. You know, obviously he had abandoned his patients at some point. He's not a very good therapist. He became an atheist, which, you know, is fine. Doubt is fine. It's what makes certain things happen and not happen. I don't necessarily disagree with that. The pain pill thing, that's an addiction. Everybody has some sort of an addiction. It's how you handle it and what you do with it. You know, if you can get away from it, get away from it. I mean, you know, get away from it. But with the whole, I don't know. Let's see what happens next. Opus Primus. I'm in the John, or Quinn. Quinn's in the John. That's not me. I'm the guy on the computer. The guy in the room is named Quinn. All right, Dragon Nash. It's good talking to you. Follow my page and come back. Follow my channel. I'd like to talk to you again. It's been fun. What did I just see in the bathroom? The door was supposed to be my virtual off-ramp to freedom. Instead led me straight into a tiny bathroom boasting a nasty toilet and sink. Clogged toilet. All life proceeds out of corruption from prima materia. According to Carl Jung, if you could look clearly at the excrement of your life, you can transform it into gold. That's a good point. That's a real good point. Work emergency. What do you do, Dragon Nash? If you're still here, and you don't mind telling me. Work emergencies usually don't pop up in retail. Are you a therapist? But that's a good point too. Prima materia. Carl Jung is a very smart fellow. You know, if you can look clearly at the excrement in your life, you can transform it into gold. That is so true. It's something I'm personally bad at. You know, if I see something that I do that I don't like, or I usually like, oh, I don't want to see it, and I've been like that forever. But if I could see it, watch it, and I'm getting better at it, it's just taking me a long time, possibly I could make it better. Excuse me. This game, man. Clogged toilet. Oh. Picture I'm painting, but at least it has a cracked mirror, which is incredibly useful. I was worried about how I looked. Baggy eyes, bad hair day. I'm a total mess. Check the toilet tank. Let's see. Really? Hey, why not? What else you got going on? I always thought The Godfather ruined the use of toilet tanks as a hiding spot for valuables, but since I don't know what I should be looking for, I guess it's just another valid place to search. At least it should only have, like, murky water, right? I'm gonna go take a look and be right back. You check that toilet tank, Quinn. You let me know what's in that. A frog. It's a frog. You have another buddy. You have a firefly and a frog. Holy crap. Pardon my French, but I almost pissed my pants right now. The frog came out of the toilet tank. Frog, symbol of transition and transformations. This spirit animal supports us in time of change. Or maybe it's just a cursed prince waiting for a smooch that will set him free. That's true. I mean, a lot of animals change, you know, and metamorphosize. The dragonfly is a big one. Dragonfly only spends like the last 2 weeks of its life, or roundabouts is like what we see as a firefly. Before that, it's aquatic. It's a little thing that swims, a little larva that swims around in the water for, I think, like a year or two before it, you know, emerges as a firefly and looks for a mate. Frogs, tadpoles live in the water, and they look like little fish, and then they grow legs and become, you know, transformation. A freaking frog. How is it possible to find a frog inside a house besides the bacterian guest? Nothing valuable or worth keeping. I think it's time to ask him his name. I'm gonna be real ironic here. Maybe you should get back to work. As been said that the strongest men are the most alone. He sure wasn't talking about my patience. Wait, I hear something. It sounds like little bells ringing from the corner of the room. Let me check it out. I return shortly after the commercial break, hopefully. Hopefully. We're gonna see a commercial? No? Little bells. A little firefly fan should help you find something. 50%. The Godfather fans. 50% of the users, including you, must know that the first person who decided to hide their valuables in a toilet tank was probably a genius, but unfortunately the movies ruined this hiding spot forever. I mean, there's not a whole lot of other places to look in a place like that. Maybe look behind the mirror. Ooh, that would have been a good one. I don't think it was an option. That's the biggest one. Nothing else. Any other exit points? Chapter 4. Allurus. What are these things? Those were plates? I think it's worth it to try to rebuild it. Let's rebuild it. See what happens.